Good afternoon, folks. How we doing? Happy Thursday.
How was your?
How was everybody's Fourth?
How was your 4th of
Hope
July?
it was safe.
And hopefully everybody has all of their fingers
And toes. Their eyebrows, because
head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Everything.
Knees and toes. Hey,
because you know what? Sometimes when you like those sparkles, man, you go like that. Watch your eyebrows.
Yeah.
Right? We go with the sparkles, remember?
Oh yeah.
So
those are. I'll tell you, there's very few things on earth that get as hot as a sparkler. I mean, it was amazing when I was younger. Like,
sure.
like even flame itself is not as hot as a sparkler. It's anyway. But you know that because look at how long it takes the flame to light the sparkler.
We made it to July 4th, everyone. Happy American birthday. Happy birthday to America. God bless.
Anyway, so this week wait, you know what? I actually want to start a little differently. Someone had asked me in the comments, if you take a look, let me pull this down just a little bit. No, it's okay. I just have to move that over a little. Now I see I'm a little more centered.
Beautiful.
Okay, someone asked me how we get the latest news, and I got to be honest with you. It's not that we get the latest news. In reality, it's just that the actual news media waits a week or two to tell you about it. They're hoping that they can put...
Well, they don't tell you about it.
What they're hoping is they can get some sort of spin
right.
that makes it okay, whatever it is. I'll give you a great example, okay? And this is why I actually bring this up.
They laughed it off. They laughed this off.
Exactly. He knows exactly what I'm... That was good, because, see, we don't really talk about this stuff beforehand.
No.
We actually try not to, because, if it's spontaneous for us, it's spontaneous for you.
It's going to flow.
If you watched any of the news this week, what you saw was a bunch of cocaine jokes concerning the White House. Like one person turned around and said, "Oh, we want a blow-by-blow investigation." Another one said that lines were crossed and this.
They're making a joke out of it.
They're making a joke out of it.
It's not funny at all.
But they have to make a joke out of it because otherwise they have to take it seriously, and they don't want to do that.
Because they're going against Joe Biden.
Right, exactly. And
he's a dictator.
And I'm going to be really honest with you. Like the first thing everybody said was Hunter, and I do agree that it's probably Hunter. But don't kid yourself. Joe had his stint with this stuff also. Okay.
Oh sure, 70s, 80s.
I'm not so sure that he's not on today. I'm not so sure that there are times where he has to talk on TV, and they don't hit him with some sort of either Ritalin or maybe blow. I can't say that. That seems to be something close to him anyway, right? Obviously.
You just look at the way he talks, the way he gets angry, like he grunts himself. And if anybody's done that stuff, you know.
Okay, so let me get to this point now that I'm looking to make here. Politico, I don't know if you're familiar with them. It's actually pretty much a liberal media,
paper,
a liberal news outlet. And even they had to kind of accept that this was the case. If you take a look at this real quick, just really the headline is all I care about.
There's no way that you cannot disagree with this.
It says White House culprit unlikely to be found. Now I'm going to get this out of here because I want to see what you guys. I want to see what your faces are like as I say this. Okay, so unlikely found, right? Unlikely to be found. Now let me ask you a question. If this was anthrax, would it have been found?
Oh yeah. I'll answer that. Sure.
Absolutely.
In a heartbeat.
If this was something radioactive,
they find it.
They find it. If this was a Wuhan virus of some type that was in a little glassine bag,
right?
You don't think they'd find out who it was?
Or any kind of powder that people just send for, like a joke or whatever. They'll find it.
Without a doubt. There's no two ways about
They'll find it.
That they're not going to put an effort in. We've got everything from cameras to DNA,
security,
right? To the actual eyes of a Marine that stands guard this area,
right?
Now,
and they got to check your bags. They got to check everything. You got to leave your stuff.
Now, I'm even giving the benefit of the doubt when I said in this area because initially there was a hazmat team that went in because they weren't sure that it wasn't necessarily anthrax or one of these other. They didn't know, so they sent a hazmat team in. The hazmat team sent out a message via walkie-talkie, I guess, or mobile phone maybe. I can't tell you which, but the message says simply that it's in the East Wing and that I believe it was in a library, if I'm not correct.
Right, the library, East Wing
library.
That's what they said.
I feel like I'm playing Clue here. It was Mr. Plum in it. But I'm telling you that, no, really, I'm telling you, that's kind of, that's what was said. And then all of a sudden, 24 hours later, it changed to a cubbyhole in the West
In
Wing,
the West Wing.
where people put their stuff as they're walking around the White House. Now, listen, if you go to a supermarket and you have a bag and you have to check that bag in, they give you a number. They put a number attached to that bag. No, I got to assume that the White House will
The White
take
House
your
does it,
name.
sure.
I mean, they're not giving you a number with a clothespin.
No, they take your name. You got to sign a book.
You got, otherwise, how you getting your stuff back?
It's not the Super Bowl, right? Like you said.
It's not lost and found. I mean, where you just walk over, oh yeah, I lost that, let me have that.
Right.
You got to have some sort of way to track it.
It's the White House, people. Everything has to be checked.
And this camp, they didn't just walk in there and go, you know what, I got to put my glassine bag of cocaine in this cubbyhole. There had to be other stuff in there besides it that could lead.
Mm-hmm.
And now, that's one point. Now, another point
Maybe they're
is,
all doing it.
well, another point they're
You
trying,
see how they're running the country.
what they're trying to do is they're trying to diffuse it.
Right?
Well, absolutely. Look, I mean, you've got
They gotta be stoned.
you got naked bicyclists, old men twerking in front of kids.
Women, on the lawn.
Right.
Then you got cocaine in the White House.
Women would joke bearing their breasts on the lawn.
Right.
You got transsexuals. You got transsexual men
men
beating women up.
Yeah.
I mean, literally putting them in hospitals or killing them. You got fentanyl everywhere. This is their America. That's true.
Now you got cocaine in the White House.
Right.
Oh,
Now,
that's a good one.
Now, getting back to what I was saying. So, they were saying that it was in the hazmat said it was East Wing Library. Then all of a sudden it became a cubby
hole in the
and
West Wing.
Along with being the
Remember
cubby,
the TV show, the West Wing?
yeah. Along with being the cubby, okay, the next thing they follow up with is it's well traveled, it's well trafficked, it's well this, it's well.
Right.
Listen, we're not talking about the Super Bowl, okay? We're not talking what?
Maybe Martin Sheen left it in the
Maybe.
show. West Wing.
I think maybe it was Trump. I'll tell you the truth.
Oh,
But,
he left it. Yes.
We don't. He's known to be a drug addict. Anyway,
Bunkers.
yeah, this is a man who Trump's never had a drop of alcohol in his life or smoked a cigarette in his life. But yeah, maybe he left it in there. Anyway, so
yeah, and they found it 4 years later.
They like to turn around and say it's a well-traveled area, and even if it's well-traveled, it does not matter. 42nd Street, Times Square, okay,
No.
the train station down there is well-traveled.
Right.
But yet, they can find a pickpocket in the middle of all of that with their cameras. Now, you're talking about the
White House,
the most guarded building in the United States, the White House.
You have to protect the president, no matter what.
You have to believe that every 10 feet is a camera. You have to believe that. There's no two ways about it.
Everywhere.
There's cameras on the floor facing up. There's cameras on the ceiling facing down.
Right.
The guys walking around have cameras on.
Every
them, okay?
And like you said, there's a Marine station. There's secure. How about what do they call those? Agents, the service agents.
Oh, Secret Service. Secret
Are
Service.
they around the White House?
Yeah. Yep, constantly.
Oh my goodness.
Now, and listen, again, the fact is that Hunter has a background in this. We know that. Okay, so if you and you want to know something funny, this is pretty hysterical. Wait, this is pretty hysterical. The bookmakers in Vegas are taking bets on whose blow it is. I'm not even kidding. I swear to God. And Hunter's like a hands-on favorite, man. I'm not even kidding.
So if you got $100, people put it down.
Yeah. Well, no, I think you got to bet like 150 to make 50. I'm not even kidding. Because the odds are so in Hunter Biden's favors.
Put it down. Trust me.
But this is just
bet
the
house.
stupidest thing going. If we, bet the house. You ain't kidding.
Bet the house is Hunter's.
But what I'm trying to say here is take a look at this overall presidency, please. Okay, just take a look at it. And you may have hated the man Trump. You may have absolutely despised him, and I'm cool with that. Believe me,
It's your
just
decision.
all I'm asking is don't vote Biden. Vote. What's
anybody
his name?
else?
Kennedy. Vote. Vivek Swami. Please do not put this man back in office.
Oh no,
please.
we can't. We won't have a country left, people.
We're already at a point, and
we lost our country now almost.
I'm going to put this very bluntly, okay? And I'm not endorsing Trump. You just heard me tell you to vote for Kennedy, to vote for that.
Ramsey.
So I'm not endorsing
What's that
Trump.
guy's name?
Ramaswamy.
I like him.
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah, he's all right.
I think he's phenomenal. The guy's brilliant. To be honest,
he comes up with good ideas. Yeah.
I would like to see him and Trump run on the same ticket. That would be really nice because he's got
Trump's
attitude, but he's got more cordiality to him.
Right.
He's more cordial.
Right.
And and that's exactly what Trump needs, to be honest. But before I go into that, I want to make this very clear. And again, it's not an endorsement for Trump, okay? But in reality, Trump
cannot have Biden in again.
Well, Trump is the only one with the experience to bring us back from the brink we're on right now.
Right.
And the reason I
Yes,
say
indeed.
that is because he's had so many businesses.
Right.
Vivek is a billionaire, don't get me wrong.
And plus, he knows how to deal with the leaders
Right,
of the
of
other
the other,
countries.
right, exactly.
That's the main.
That's what the difference. It's funny. I was just going to bring that up.
There you go, brother.
Dude, what do you have, a psychic look at me today? Anyway, so here's my point.
Uh-oh.
Vivek
You
is
got a crystal ball.
awesome. Vivek is absolutely awesome. The problem is he's a kid, and I'm not saying that he's a kid in my eyes. I'm saying in G's eyes, in Putin's eyes, in
Right, they're gonna look at him like a kid.
He's a kid. He's a kid, and they're
But
not
they're
going to
gonna
take him
respect-
serious.
They'll respect Trump.
Trump is the only one that can put the fear of God into them.
And he
the truth.
did 4 years ago.
Because they
5
know
years, right.
if they screw around, he's not going to wait to react. Vivek Ramaswamy is way too much of an arbitrator. And,
He's
you know,
a good vice president.
the thing about him is that he's really is brilliant. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely really like the guy. But
We need
the-
somebody tough.
the problem with
Bring
him
our
is
country back.
that he's got a lot of, like, spoiled kid kind of,
In him.
yeah, exactly, like, in him.
Very smart, like my brother said here. But
And it's not that he's wrong. He's not. He's like a spoiled kid who happens to be right. But the problem is he approaches the situation from a spoiled kid standpoint instead of from a debating standpoint or a, you know, or an assertive standpoint.
Right.
It's much more like bratty, I guess would be the best
But
word
in
to say.
reality, we need somebody to bring our country back, to deal with the world leaders.
Yeah, give him
Anybody that could deal with something in this country.
right. Give him, you know, give him 4 or 8 years.
Right.
And the Trump's tutelage, and you know, maybe he'll have a little more. And I'm going to use this, and I don't mean it as an insult, and I hope it's just I don't know how else to say it. But maybe Trump will give him a little more of a backbone to work with,
Right.
and that's what he would need.
So, someone with the kahunas.
DeSantis, my issue with DeSantis is good for Florida,
He's
but
a good governor.
yeah, but that's it.
But
That's
he's
as far as
going
it
to be a
goes.
weak leader.
He doesn't. Again,
Excuse me.
he's a kid.
He can't
okay?
negotiate.
They're going to view him as a kid,
Right.
and he acts like a kid. And even if you watch like his face and stuff,
Yes.
he's very brooding like a child.
Yes. You're
And
right.
right now, it's literally his absolute best to not be
President.
to not be like
Don't even.
to be a little bit more adult. He's
Oh,
actually
yeah.
trying really hard when you know. But every now and then he'll let something out that kicks it and shows you the immaturity.
Right.
He also
Yeah.
doesn't have the foreign chops. You know, like in terms of when he meets, you know, the King of England, he's going to be like, you know, enamored with this guy because
how
he's
about
not
he?
used to it. Yeah,
Listen, China right now is almost at war with us.
absolutely.
And they have more than we do right now because their defense, their army is building up, while our military is talking about pronouns and stuff.
Well, yeah, that's true. Our military,
Right?
if we went to war right now, we only have 3 days worth of ammunition, and that's the truth. The rest went to Ukraine.
Ukraine, and not even that. Like I just said, you know, we're gonna go to war, but our military.
The Taiwanese leaders, if you go back, you can actually check me on this.
Yeah, they want to invade Taiwan.
I know I hate using this term, but it's a very easy way to fact check. But you can Google this
Yeah, bad
just for your own,
people.
just to read. The Taiwanese leaders are comparing the way China's acting right now
To Hitler.
to the way they acted right before World War II.
Right,
And they're what they're doing is they're bringing in all of these different factors from
right.
international venues, and
It's very scary, people.
yeah, and they're getting them to go against us, and that's kind of what they want.
And we got a president who's being interviewed, gets up and walks off like it's over.
Yeah.
So this is your president.
He didn't even know the interview was still going on.
Right.
You know, so
But we're almost at World War III.
he's called the Ukraine Iraq. He called
Yeah.
well, you know,
Last week.
that's
He
crazy.
said the war
And
in
it's
Iraq.
not the first time. This is the second time he's
Second
done
time he's done it.
it. You
So
know,
people, you can't vote for this man.
no.
You
Both
can't.
of him is putting Kamala in, and that's that's just absurd.
Well, World War
Sorry.
III, we're going to lose. China's
That's
going to
just
take
absurd.
over. Hey, China, since Biden's been president, China spy balloons. They open up a spy camp or whatever they want to call it in Cuba.
Look what they did today with the drones.
The drones.
They said we had drones going out. There's a part of the ocean in that area
Right.
that literally Russia's not. I'm sorry. Literally, they're not supposed to be there. Okay, and they've been sending we send our drones there to keep an eye on things.
Right.
and they sent their fighters up. One of their fighters doused one of our drones with gasoline. You know, another one was flying so close that it used like the wind to kind of push it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't maneuverable.
And not even that. Just forget it like China for a second. We got Iran. They just went up and almost intercepted a ship.
Yeah.
So
Two of them.
they're
Two.
all, right.
Two
They're
tankers.
all playing now because they know who's our president. So they're all playing now because his term is almost up. So they're all starting to do something now.
Because whoever's coming in is not going to be as
It's nice.
pliable as this guy. This guy owes every one of these countries that are screwing with us. He receives some sort of benefit from every single one of them.
Sure.
From China. China, there's a $3 million diamond. A $3 million diamond. You know why they use diamonds? Because they're untraceable. You cut it and you never see it again. So you get a $3 million,
Right.
you know, 5, 6, 10 carat, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
and then you chop it up into littler diamonds, and nobody knows where the money went. And that everything with this family is about laundering money. Everything. They have 20 LLCs. 20 LLCs. What person on the face of the earth has 20 LLCs? I mean, please. Anyway, so all I can,
people.
again, I don't care if you vote Trump, although you really should, because
He's the only one that's going to get us back.
if you think that first off, I'm going to say this: he had the most peaceful presidency in 80 years, something like that.
Swear to God, people.
I mean, not one
look at
war.
your history.
He was like within inches of peace in the Middle East. Think about
No
that.
one's had it.
They were trying to do that for 70 years. He did it in 2 hours. 2 hours.
It's like if you hear him now and you hear DeSantis say, we need 8 more years to get this country back, you know what President Trump said? I can do it in 6 months.
6
We
months.
can't wait 8 years.
He eradicated ISIS. Took them entirely out. The Taliban was down to nothing. And that lasted right up until Joe's,
Yep.
what's the word, exit from
Afghanistan.
And now all of a sudden we have Taliban back.
There you go. And then we got ISIS back too.
And I'm not, again, I can't be sure of what I'm saying here, but I'm just going to put it out there anyway. At some point, Joe turned around and said the Taliban was helping us in some way. They were helping us with some sort of exit or something like that during that whole Afghanistan. What kind of idiot thinks that the Taliban would help anybody? The only people that the Taliban helps is the Taliban. Okay, so when they were trying to get us out, it wasn't because they wanted us to leave
Right.
safely and peacefully.
Oh, we
They
did.
wanted us out so they could take over. Stupid. Anyway.
Right, and they did.
Yep.
They put the women back in their, whatever, women don't work no more. Right?
Yep.
They
Can't go to school. Can't drive.
Can't drive, can't go to school. I was going to say that, see?
And then, I mean, you know, if you walk around with your hijab on incorrectly, they can stone you to death. They
did that to a young lady in Iran, right?
If you get raped, check this one out. This is the truth. If you get raped, if a woman gets raped, the woman gets stoned to death. Not the man, the woman.
The woman.
The woman is the wrong one.
So she gets double punishment.
So she should have actually been killed rather than be raped. Otherwise, she's going to be punished by whatever.
Right.
Okay, so I think I'm kind of done with
Yes,
this
we're done with that, but-
subject. Neely, are we locked up?
Yeah.
I hope not. I don't know. All right. I guess we'll stop recording and see what it looks like.